Hello, my name is Nelda Ruiz, and I'm the volunteer director of Tucson Meet Yourself. I want to extend my gratitude to each and every single one of you. Thank you for serving your community in this way during this amazing weekend. TMY is one of the most beloved events here in Tucson, a true expression of authentic community belonging based on tradition and culture. Your help as a volunteer is super important to make all of it work. I want to thank you, and I hope that the information in this video is helpful to you. Once again, from our hearts, muchas gracias. Thank you. Let's hear a message from our TMY Festival Director, Dr. Maribel Alvarez.
Hello, and thank you. I come to you with a heart full of gratitude for your willingness and desire to be part of Tucson Meet Yourself 2022. I am Dr. Maribel Alvarez. I am the festival director. I'm a professor at the University of Arizona. I have the honor of directing this unique event that has become so dear and beloved in our community. Tucson Meet Yourself is not just like any other festival. We call it a FOLKLIFE festival. And that means exactly as it sounds, the life of the folks, of those working class cooks, artisans, artists, everybody sharing their own little unique culture with one another in a bold, daring experiment of democracy. Thank you for being willing to give your time, your heart, your energy, your labor. Without you, I can assure you we could not pull this off. So muchas gracias to everyone. And I hope that this video that informs you and orients you about the festival, its history, its founders, its purpose is helpful to you. I will see you at the plaza, the Civic Plaza of Tucson in October. Thank you very much.
To get started, let me introduce you to the people who will manage the volunteer operations throughout the festival. Marisol, our volunteer coordinator, will be on the ground, moving around, making sure people get to their positions, meet their area captains. She'll keep an eye on the flow and organization and needs of the volunteers as they are deployed in actual time. Lynn Harani will be our volunteer registrar in the evenings. She will help volunteers check in, check out, distribute food vouchers at the end of shifts. Claudio Rodriguez will be our volunteer center support person. He will be supporting the center, helping with checking in, checking out, distributing shirts. Pretty much anything you need, you can ask any of these folks right here. And then lastly, Nelda, that's me. I'll be in the volunteer registration center as well. And I'm the first person you meet when you arrive and the last person you greet when you leave. I will check you in, providing your information of where to go, provide you with your food voucher when you check out, give you instructions, and help facilitate all sorts of communication and answer all kinds of questions about the festival. Before we go any further, let me give you some information about Tucson Meet Yourself. The festival was founded in 1974, and it has been produced for over 4 decades in the same location, the Civic Center of our city. It was founded by Dr. Big Jim Griffith and his wife, Loma. Dr. Griffith was a professor of anthropology and folklore at the University of Arizona. There's a very important idea behind the festival. It's an idea about cultural democracy, the fundamental belief that everyone's culture deserves respect, or at a minimum, understanding. Big Jim died in December 2021 at age 86. The festival and all the work of the Southwest FOLKLIFE Alliance carries on his legacy in the work we do to uplift traditional artists and bring visibility to the cultural communities in our region. Over the years, the festival has become a large and complex organization. About 150,000 people will attend throughout the 3 days. 300 artists will participate. Around 800 volunteers give their time, and together we will generate about 20,000 pounds of waste. But don't let that scare you. The festival is also a lot of fun. This year, we're thrilled to share that TMY is getting greener. We're bringing back compost to further deepen our sustainability efforts in partnership with the UA Compost Cats. In past years, TMY has kept 8,000 pounds of organic waste from the landfill by composting it. The big news is that we will no longer be selling single-use plastic water bottles at the festival. We hope to keep some 10,000 bottles from the landfill this way. We are offering free water through our Water Monster refill stations throughout the festival grounds and encouraging people to bring their own bottle or by purchasing a TMY reusable bottle. There's a lot more than food and entertainment at TMY. 65% of people who attend have said in surveys that what they like most about the festival is a cultural, educational mission. As you can see in this photograph, people have been turning out to Tucson Meet Yourself for decades in large numbers, making it one of Tucson's favorite traditions in itself. Our 2022 COVID statement: TMY is an outdoor event. Masks are encouraged in crowded spaces, but not required. Please stay home if you are showing any symptoms of COVID-19. Sanitizer will be available all throughout the event. Wash your hands often with soap and water. We've hired staff dedicated solely to sanitizing bathrooms continuously all day long, thus maintaining the highest level of safety mitigation in the most vulnerable areas. TMY has been and will continue to work closely with county health officials to monitor conditions of COVID spread in Pima County. TMY will comply with any public health official request for mitigations as needed, including cancellation if necessary. For accurate information on rates of vaccination in Pima County, check out the CDC tracker found on our website under Learn More. And important to note, in 2021, we learned from Pima County Health Department epidemiology that TMY 2021 had zero detectable impact on COVID rates in the community. By now, we've told you about how special Tucson Meet Yourself truly is. It's not just like any other festival. And it's certainly not just a celebration or a street fair without any purpose. However, most importantly, Tucson Meet Yourself is also a fundraiser for dozens and dozens of artists, individual cultural organizations, small businesses, ethnic entrepreneurs, people who are trying to make their place in this community. The money that they raise gets back into their own hands, reinvested into their goals, aspirations, and economic development opportunities. We feel pretty proud that in this sense, Tucson Meet Yourself offers a direct benefit of cultural representation and cultural sustainability. Tucson Meet Yourself is a platform that empowers and facilitates community inclusion, community prosperity. We are the leading annual grassroots fundraising vehicle for dozens of community-based associations, churches, and temples, small minority-owned businesses, artists, artisans, and educational advocates. $1 million direct cash generated at the event and reinvested back every year into the pockets of minority and economic vulnerable communities in Tucson and Pima County. Multiplier effect in our local community, including parking, gas, raw materials, hospitality, services, equates up to $5 million. TMY is not a festival for festival's sake. We have built over 49 years of trust with Tucson's ethnic and cultural communities. We raise the roof, we build the foundation, and we maintain the infrastructure. We're #1 in diversity, 45 to 60 distinct cultural identities and groups represented, so that others can prosper under their own right of self-determination. To give you an idea of how that capital is spread in between different groups, feel free to hit pause and see who are food vendors, artists, artisans and entrepreneurs, local suppliers and seasonal jobs. how everything is distributed. Now, you may have heard the word folk life associated with Tucson Meet Yourself. And the word folk life is related to concepts like folk music or folk dance, but it's also a lot more than that. Folk life is the things people make, do, and say in community together. It's about folk cultures, living cultural communities that call Tucson home. Some of them are recent arrivals in this community, and others have lived here ancestrally for generations and generations. Tucson Meet Yourself is produced by a parent organization called the Southwest FOLKLIFE Alliance. The Alliance produces programs year-round that support artists directly, document through scholarship and fieldwork the cultural traditions of the region, and has an affiliation with the University of Arizona. It involves lots of people behind the scenes, people who serve on the board of directors, staff, and many sponsors who have provided the funds to make the festival happen. Now, I want to bring your attention to this map. This is what we call the festival footprint. All activities that take place during Tucson Meet Yourself happen on these streets. And this is a major area in the center right here that we call Jácome Plaza, with the red sculpture squiggly lines. That is the large red sculpture that faces Stone Avenue right in front of the library. Next to it, you will see a red dot in the middle. That is the festival information booth. You can direct people there for questions and information. And remember, a volunteer will always be in the festival information booth. Another important area here is depicted with another red dot. That is the volunteer center. It's right there on the corner of Pennington Street and Stone Avenue. It's what used to be called the Bank of America building. The Volunteer Center is the first place you will go when you arrive at the festival to check in, and it's also where you will go to check out. You'll also have snacks there, get your t-shirts when you check in, get your food vouchers when you check out. It will be very visible right in that corner. Now notice, also the areas where we have the stages. There's a stage on Church Street that we call the Church stage. There's another stage on Stone and Alameda. We're calling that the Alameda stage. Then we have the third stage on Stone and Congress called Congress stage. And remember, some of our volunteer positions include stage assistants, meaning you'll be stationed in one of the stages during your shift. These are the entertainment centers of the festival. There's also the folk arts area. That'll be through Pennington and Stone through Church. Folk arts assistants who registered for a Friday morning shift will help artists unload and bring their materials back to their table. There's also the long-awaited car show that we have every year, thanks to our longtime partners, the Duke's Car Club, on the corner of Church and Pennington. Community Matters exhibitors and sponsors will be mainly on Jácome Plaza and Pennington. And of course, food vendors. Notice the pink building on the left. That is the dome at the Pima County Courthouse, one of the most iconic views of Tucson and Pima County, and a symbol of where the festival has taken place from the very beginning. That will be the site of Pima County Meet Yourself, a display of county services and attractions we produce in collaboration with county officials. Building on last year's Lost in Remembrance tent, this year we have included 2 new TMY features. The Memory Tent, Songs of Love and Aging. Following the warm reception by the public of last year's Lost in Remembrance tent, this year's Memory Tent honors the way music and music-making traditions help keep us connected across time and generations. Exhibit and activities explore how music help us express love, strengthen bonds within families, and remember those we've lost, as well as keep our brains healthy as we age and reconnect with lost memories. There will be performances, conversations, and sing-alongs. The next new feature right next door is the TMC Movement and Wellness Tent, a new space this year that celebrates dance, movement, arts, and wellness with interactive demonstrations, workshops, and performances across cultures. And lastly, but definitely not least, right in the center of Pennington and Stone is our Big Jim Memorial. We will honor his spirit and legacy with a special altar. Visitors can add something to the altar or choose one of his many books by donation to take home. A special commemorative Big Jim t-shirt designed by renowned Tucson muralist and illustrator Jessica Gonzalez will be available for sale. So now you have an idea of what the footprint looks like and where things will be placed. It's really important to get familiar with this map to know where to guide people. And for yourself too, there may be some things you want to check out throughout the weekend. Things can get pretty busy at Tucson Meet Yourself, especially on Friday and Saturday nights. And it's good to have a place where you can get your bearings. The volunteer center will be a good place for that. You could always check in with your area captains or with the volunteer center to find out where you can be most helpful. There's an ebb and flow to an event of this nature. The Festival Information Office in the center of things is important to remember. You can direct people there for more help if they need it. Because we're being intentional about expanding not only our sustainability efforts, but our accessibility at TMY, we will also be loaning wheelchairs to folks that need them at the Festival Information Office. We will have 5 loaner wheelchairs. A completed loaner application and ID will be needed to check out a wheelchair. This will be one of the responsibilities of volunteers at the info office. Chairs must be returned to the info tent by 9:30 p.m., and we will return their ID once returned. The IDs and applications will be housed in a small box that will be inside the info tent or in Festival Information Office. We don't want you to worry though. Wherever you are in the festival at any time, there's probably a staff person very much close by that can come and help you and answer questions. And remember, you're there to support the staff as well, so the relationship is very mutual and supportive. We do recommend that you go to the website and read your TMY volunteer handbook before coming to the event so that you plan ahead. Maybe there are some things you'd like to see and invite friends to stay over after your shift. In general, the more information you have before you come for your shift, the better experience you will have. There are a number of recurring features that happen at Tucson Meet Yourself year after year. There's always food, there's music and dance, folk artists, there's always a lowrider car show, the Community Matters area where exhibitors and sponsors showcase services and information. There's the Pima County Pavilion and so much more. Every year we add new special programs, and it's always a good idea to check with the staff, the volunteer coordinator, or your area captain to find out what new elements are in the festival this year, because you're likely to get questions from the public about those. Okay, let's get focused and review your duties in 7 easy steps. Step 1. Arrive at least 30 minutes before your shift begins. Plan ahead. You need time for parking and finding your way around the park. If your shift begins at 7 a.m., you don't have to come half an hour earlier. Arriving at 7 will be just fine, but that is the only exception. Otherwise, please arrive 30 minutes before your shift. Step 2. As soon as you arrive at the event, go to the volunteer center. You know where it's located. We just saw it on the map. But as a reminder, it's right on the corner of Stone and Pennington. Step 3, sign in. All volunteers must register each day and for each shift. Give us your name and we'll give you your badge and your shirt. Step 4, when you register, you'll get a TMY volunteer t-shirt. We would like for you to wear it during the shift. This will make it easier for area captains and for the managers of the volunteer process to identify you. Step 5, once you have registered, you will be directed to the zone or area you will be working. Immediately check in with an area captain for that area. Step number 6, work hard, and have a lot of fun. And step number 7, check out. It's important that we get the hours that you work certified and accounted for. At this time is also when you will receive your food voucher. Speaking of food voucher, let's go over some of the basic rules of how it works. First off, the value of the voucher is $10. Every person who works a shift will get 1 voucher. There's 1 voucher per shift. At the end of the shift, when you finish and check out, is when you'll receive it. There is no cash value. There's only trade value for food from Tucson Meet Yourself food vendors. Remember, it is up to $10 worth. We recommend you shop around and try to find food offerings in the menus that are as close as possible to that value. You may have to pay the difference sometimes. Some food vendors may say, hey, this costs $12, but we'll accept your $10 voucher. Don't worry about it. But if you choose a dish that is $14, you may have to pay the difference between the cost. And remember, we have asked all food vendors to accept the vouchers. So if you encounter any problems, please let the volunteer staff office know immediately. Another important principle of being a successful volunteer is that you take care of yourself. Remember to drink plenty of water, wear sunscreen, bring a hat, a water bottle, sunglasses, and of course, comfortable shoes. At the volunteer tent, there will be plenty of free refreshments and snacks for you to take during your breaks. There will be a first aid kit always available for minor cuts. In general, we request that you do not ask to be moved from the assignment that you signed up for, but occasionally we understand that there may be uncomfortable situations, so please always talk to us. Together, we can find a solution to any situation that arises. At the end of the day, the most important characteristic of a successful volunteer is to show respect to yourself and to everyone around you and to keep a positive attitude. There may be situations that emerge that we didn't anticipate, and together we can find solutions. Because you are moving around and wearing a Tucson Meet Yourself t-shirt, you're likely to be stopped and asked all kinds of questions, but please don't feel overwhelmed. There are all sorts of sources around you to get answers to those questions. There will be situations that arise that we cannot predict. There may be a disturbance, a child may be lost, or someone may have dropped their credit card or wallet. If you do, bring those items to the volunteer center. You may also find that journalists or reporters are trying to identify who they can talk to that represents the festival. There will be people who want to buy a certain type of food, are looking for their favorites year after year, but don't despair. The festival program is the first source of information. There are maps, a whole schedule of performances at every stage, and lots of other information that can be very helpful. Remember, the Festival Information Office is right in the center of Jácome Plaza, and there, people can find all sorts of assistance for many different types of circumstances. Festival staff is always around, either riding around in their golf courts, or Maribel, or Marisol, or myself, or any of the festival staff will be the folks that you will be able to quickly identify as individuals who can direct people to the right locations. However, we recommend that you become as familiar as possible with the festival website, with the festival program when it's available, so that you can feel empowered to be a wonderful ambassador and assistance for community service and customer service, and experience of rewarding cultural interaction for all of the festival attendees. If something out of the ordinary occurs, let's say that a child is lost and comes to you for help, or you hear someone fainting, things that are outside of the predictable activities in a festival, we ask that you abide by 3 principles. First, stay calm. Second, stay in place and try to flag for help. It's often the case that when a child is lost, a parent is looking for the children or child in the same area where you are now finding that child. Remember, simple, stay calm, stay in place, and flag for help. The volunteer assignments that have been listed and that you have been recruited to fulfill cover a wide range of skills. Some of them may seem very simple, like collecting donations from the public, but that is what keeps the festival free. Also selling beverages, sodas. We have to pay for all of the great costs of these events, and those are our only sources of income. There may also be times when you're asked to serve in traffic control, which may seem like a very simple job, but it's so important as performers, vendors, and artists come and go trying to unload their vehicles. There's also the green team, who are supporting our expanded sustainability initiatives. What's new for this year? As I mentioned earlier, there are no more single-use plastic bottle sales. Bring your own reusable bottle or get a special TMY bottle from Clean Canteen. Attendees can fill up for free at our Water Monster stations. And we're also bringing back compost this year. We're teaming up with the University of Arizona's Compost Cats again to compost festival food waste. In past years, 35% of festival food waste was diverted from the landfill and helped create compost for local agriculture. We have covered a lot of topics in this presentation. Perhaps by now you get the point that flexibility is really important and at an event of this scale. We really appreciate everything that you're doing. And if we remain flexible, we may be able to adapt to the situations that come up and really enjoy the festival in all of its glory. Lastly, we cannot say it enough. Thank you. We are so grateful for your desire to be a part of this thriving, living cultural community event. And we welcome your feedback. We're always learning from our mistakes and improving year after year. If you have feedback or questions or commentary or ideas for what we can do to make things better, please feel free to contact me at the office of the Southwest FOLKLIFE Alliance. I can be reached at 520-621-4046 or by email. Again, we are so grateful for you, who you are, and everything that you bring to our beloved Tucson Meet Yourself. Thank you again, and we'll see you real soon.